Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. I couldn't agree more with Oprah. She crushed it there. Happy Thanksgiving week. This is one of my favorite weeks of this year. This is a whole week dedicated to gratitude. Right? It is so incredibly important that we really focus on the things that we have, the skills that we have, the situations that we have, the people that we have, the positivity that we have in our life. That's what we build our foundation on. That's what gratitude is. It is a fact. You could talk to Tony Robbins all the way to Earl Nightingale, all the way to the Carnegies. It all comes down to the same thing, that gratitude destroys any stress, fear, and anxieties. Take a look at the 5 ways that gratitude is really broken down here, right here. This is what it's all about, right? It starts with optimism, selflessness, spirituality, empathy, and then self-esteem. And that's what we work on to get true happiness, or what we can define as joy, right? absolute joy. I know that this is a real estate investing show. I know that this is a wholesaling show. I know that we are here to talk about building wealth, but I try to start this show every single week with something, some sort of mindset, something to focus on, something that starts up here. Because if this is cloudy, if this is uncertain, if this is something that we're wrestling with all the time and we're sabotaging ourselves, then we take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I want you to just blast off. You saw that little highlight reel there at the beginning of the show with the incredible people that I work with on my one-on-one coaching. Guys, that is just from the last 2 weeks. Those texts that I get of celebrations and success. You saw from $78,000 to $10,000. Absolutely incredible. I salute everybody that sends me those. That really, really, really just puts me in just an unbelievably grateful place whenever I get those texts, because people are out there working. People are out there succeeding. People are out there pushing. So first of all, before we even crack open the show with some of our fantastic guests that are going to pop in here over the next 2 hours, remember, this is a live question and answer show. All right, this is your show, and we are going to be giving away some amazing things. We're going to be giving away some training, some of the top training that's ever been created for our business. Not only that, but we've got some swag bags. We've got some swag bags with a lot of great stuff. I'm going to be giving away t-shirts, and I'm going to be giving away the hoodies, and I'm going to be giving away the bags and the hats and everything. So make sure that you are posted on here, and we're going to select some people here to give these swag bags to. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of energy in this show. We've got Pace Morby joining us. We've got the Viking boys joining us. Luke Rotvold, $16 million over the last 3 years. Absolutely incredible. We've got Ryan Thornton, my acquisition manager. And of course, this show is not complete with my man over here in the booth, Rafael Cortez.
Boom!
What a great week.
Absolutely,
this
man.
This is a great week. This is the week, yes.
You know, you said it right? Gratitude is a key. There's the cornerstone to everything. I read a quote this morning. And it said, gratitude is the father of all virtues. I think it just opens you up for everything else.
Everything.
I'm excited, man. Let's do it.
Everything.
Let's do it.
I love it. So first off, guys, here's the deal. This is Black Friday sale. We're going to be going absolutely bananas. TTP Black Friday. This is the only time of the year that we ever discount our coaching, that we give unbelievable. We're releasing for the first time ever the Do Your First Wholesale deal with added support and with comping. We know that because we coach around the whole entire country, one of the hardest parts about this business is understanding, is this a deal or not a deal? You never have to worry about that at all. This is to say thank you. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for listening to the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. Thank you for being part of the coaching. I know that a lot of my students are on here. One-on-one coaching students are on here. So I just want to say thank you. It's been an incredible year. We just keep going and keep building, and the community, I think, is getting closer, and it's squatting up more, and it's getting more powerful and more impactful, and it's because of everybody on here. Remember, we share a similar brain. Right? We share this, we have this, we're just born with this sense that we want to do something special with the time that we have on this planet. We want to be able to take advantage and understand that we only have a certain amount of time that we can make an impact, and to go out there and push every single day to help people in our communities that can't help themselves or won't help themselves. That is we are so blessed to be able to do that every single day, to pick up the phone or go into the street and go have quality conversations with distressed property owners and help solve their problems. Remember, 6 to 10% of our real estate market is in distress at all times. We need to get in front of them, and we need to make them, we need to help them understand that we can help solve their problems, right? We have to introduce ourselves, our service into their lives and really make a difference. And that's what we do. And the proof is right there, that first, 60 seconds of that slideshow of the text that I get throughout the week. So guys, if you have any interest, if you have that fire in your belly and you're feeling some connection here, definitely check out TTP Black Friday. It's the only time that we do this throughout the year. So Jesse, what are we going to do here? How are we going to pick some lucky people for the giveaways? Is it just It all comes down to Jesse Pearson here. So if you want to get some amazing swag, we're gonna give away that whole bag of the hoodies and the shirt and the hat and the income tracker. I wanted to mention this. The results tracker right here. This is what Luke Rotvold has designed. He does all of his own calls and he tracks it with this. And it's absolutely incredible. We're going to be giving this away. Let's give this away right now. Who should we give this away to? Let's put in, who are people commenting yet? Or do we have anything? Do we have, some questions? Dang, Jerry, you get a shirt. Support at talktopeople.com. Jerry, we've got you here. You are recorded. Jerry gets his first shirt. Make sure you send your size, and I will send you that shirt. Who else? Who else is out there? Let's get some more people out here for participating in this show, in our lives, in wholesaling.
I think we should kick it off with a celebration. I mean, it's a week of being thankful, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were thankful throughout the year, but we emphasize it. Like, we go heavy on this week. So
that's right.
Kick it off with
that's right. We got to have somebody that's celebrating.
Yeah.
Are you saying somebody that's got a deal has to be loud right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody that locked up their a deal, or somebody that sold a deal, or somebody that has something exciting. Maybe you talked to a person for the first time this week. But let's go heavy. Let's go with somebody that's closed a deal and made some real impact. You know what I mean?
I like the way you're going with this.
Yeah, I like it too. There you go. So let's make sure that we comment. Guys, any questions that you have, this is going to be the time. We're going to just open this wide up. It's a special Black Friday sale show. We're not going to be here on Wednesday. This is the show this week. So my birthday was yesterday. Raymond, there we go. What should we give Raymond? Let's give him a shirt. You got a shirt, support at talktopeople.com. This is the shirt. Now, listen, here's the deal. Here's the warning that I'm going to give with this shirt or the hoodie or the hat. People will ask you what it means. People will come up to you in the street and say, what does that mean? People will be like, oh my gosh. And anybody in our community that sees you wearing this shirt is going to be like, yes, I know exactly what that's about. Let's talk business. So it is a homing beacon. It truly is. It's a magnet for good quality conversations with our peers or just people on the street to be able to open up a conversation. So boom, Raymond, happy birthday. And you get your shirt. Make sure you put in your size and address, support at talktopeople.com. We are rolling with this thing. What do you do for Thanksgiving? Oh, Gil, come on.
There we go. There we go. There they are. Boom.
I love it. I love it. Just closed his first deal for $10,000. Gil, that is fantastic. Gil, here's the deal. Because you were brave, and you got out and you closed that $10,000 deal, we're going to give you access to do your first wholesale. You've already done your first wholesale deal, but this is unbelievable. This is what, 70 modules, Jesse? 59 modules, all the support, 4 hours. And you're going to have comping support, and you're going to have access to live question and answers. Not just this, like a support call. It's going to be absolutely incredible, Gil. Congratulations. We're going to get you access to that. We've got it. It's $1,500. And we've got, or 19, I'm sorry, $2,000. And today it's, how much is it today? $695. Is that real? Oh my gosh, that's bananas. Gil, there you go. That's $700 for you. Support at talktopeople.com. Gil, congratulations. We support you. Now let's pour some gasoline on it, Gil. That 10K is cool. Let's put a 50K deal on the board. All right, let's get this to massive levels. All right.
Leverage that speed. Leverage it. Do not. Right now is not the time to slow down.
No.
No, yeah, none of that is happening.
Got to pick it up. Well, and that's a beautiful point that you mentioned, because honestly, like over the next 6 weeks, most people kind of turn this thing down.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not just talking about people that are just getting into it and they're like, I'm starting to get a rhythm in my business. No, I'm talking about big companies start slowing it down, start pulling back their marketing because they don't want to be interrupted during the holidays. I mean, that's the absolute truth. So right now, it is, JVC, you got it, brother. You know you get that hoodie. I love it. 2 deals last week, $27,000. Let's go. I love it, JVC. You are on fire, brother. He's been doing really, really well, Ref. He has been doing just phenomenal. So, yes, you get the hoodie. Let us know. Support at talktopeople.com. There you go. I love
27K.
it. 27K.
Wow, look at that.
27K.
What does that do? What does that do for somebody? Huh.
I mean, listen, JVC's out there, and he is making all these calls himself. He's following up with all these calls. He's getting the rhythm. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's absolutely incredible what happens if you just sustain your efforts. I say this on every single one-on-one welcome call. By the way, the one-on-one coaching is $1,500 off this week. I mean, that's absolutely bananas. We've never done that. The most that we've given off is like $1,000 off. This is $1,500 off this year. We've had just a phenomenal year, and so everybody's gonna win. So $1,500 off. If you're looking for that one-on-one mentorship, being in my life, us working together, like you are the 5 people you surround yourself with. So, do you want me to be one of those 5? If that's like that fire in your belly, you're like, yes, that is the one. That's the one is the one-on-one coaching. That's where I could really get in and sink my teeth into your business and really work with you one-on-one. So I look forward to anybody that joins that. That is the most fulfilling part of my professional life for sure, is the one-on-one coaching. So $1,500 off there. Make sure that you guys, if you've ever had interest in that, Black Friday, ttpblackfriday.com. Absolutely incredible. Raf, what do you do this week? What do you do? Do you have a big family thing? I mean, you have a huge family. Your wife has a huge family.
There's gonna be about 1,000 people in this 3
You're not joking.
I am. Yeah, I'm not joking. We're all pulling up in 2 cars.
Yeah.
That's how we that's how we do it. No, real nice dinner with the family and everything. We always make a point out of really slowing down over a day or 2, right? Enjoy, count the blessings, recognize the wins and everything, and then get right back into the horse. So we do have that coming up at the end of the week.
Love it.
And then aside from that, it's game on, man. It's game on.
I love it. That's the best. This is my favorite holiday. It really has. I mean, Christmas is great for the kids. I love that. But Thanksgiving, it's literally a whole week to just be grateful and happy and thankful for everything that you have and the people in your life and the opportunities that we have. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So, let's keep this thing rolling. Will somebody make sure that we check here, because this door is closed. We've got some guests coming in. I don't know if they're going to knock or if they're just going to try to get in here, but we're going to add them to the show here. So what else we got? Do we have any questions so far? Anybody dealing with anything? This is just kind of a wide open show where I just wanted to really open it up to any questions, try to answer more questions than we usually get. What is the average percentage that investors to analyze deals today with all that has been going on lately? ARV times what percentage repairs and question? HC, great question. So I'm going to give you a rule of thumb, and then we're gonna really kind of narrow this thing down. All right. So first off, let's get here. Do I already have it? Here you go. Perfect. We got it from here. So this is a great. I think we got the microphone here. Okay. So if it's 250, if you're looking at the comps and they're 250,000 or above, maybe you're looking at Zillow, maybe you're on PropStream, maybe you've got some different, you've run your comps and you've looked at it. 250,000 plus is 66%. 249,000 to 100,000 is 50% of that estimated ARV, that estimated value. And then if it's under 100,000, go to 25%. Now, if we want to get real technical, here's the thing. If it is above 200,000, 200K plus, all right, this is the calculation. You're going to times this by 0.84. This is 10% for profit and 6% for closing costs. All right, HC? So you times that by 0.84. Now, I'll go if it's under here. And then you're going to subtract the repairs. And that is your wholesale price. Right there. And then from there, you subtract your assignment fee, or if you want to close it and flip it, whatever you want to make, the money you make off of that, and then that is going to be your offer price. Okay? There you go. Now, the only difference here, HC, is when you get, and just take a screenshot of it right now, and then if it's 200, if it's below 200, let's say it's like 180,000, all right, it is, oh, geez.
Hit the full screen square.
Yeah. Below 200,000, you have to add in, times this by 0.94, so we're going to take out that 6% for closing costs, and then you're going to subtract a minimum of $20,000. Minimum. All right? And then your repairs. And then there is your wholesale price. Got it? Got it? And then from there, obviously subtract what you want to make. And let's talk about, so there you go. So if there's any questions, let me know. I can break that down a little bit more. But let's talk about like creating some minimums in our business. Let's talk about, like, as we go into 2022 here, it's staring us in the face as we're looking at 2022 here. What is going to be our minimum standard for how much we want to make per deal, right? I want to challenge you. This is one of the challenges that I love doing with my own company is, how about you look at your best deal of the year and make that your minimum standard, right? You ever do this? Or you take your best quarter of the year, if you've been doing this and you've got a nice rhythm, and that is your minimum standard moving forward.
Yeah, it's very interesting, man. People, and we see it all the times with students, right? Like people who are wired to make, one of the questions that we have is, how much do you want to make a month?
Yep.
Those who come in with, 5,000 a month, or 10,000, they stay around the 5 and 10,000. Those who say a bigger number, they knock it out of the ballpark. I mean, they just really hit it, right. And it's it's about wiring yourself, just your psyche to okay, this is what I want to make, and not settling for stuff below. I mean, and when I mean not settling is not not crying about getting a deal that's under that, but pushing to strive right to that point. It gives you a threshold to hit. So yeah, we have thresholds for offers, but there's also thresholds that you have to put, for yourself in terms of what you're going to accept, what you're going to, accept in your business.
Yep.
I love it.
I love it.
I like that transition too, by the way.
What's that?
The setting the minimums. You were talking about minimum thresholds. And
yeah.
then you move right into the minimum stuff.
A minimum standard. Well, I think, listen, here's the thing. We find what we're looking for.
Yeah.
That's why there's not a show that I'm going to do that I don't tell somebody to get a $50,000 deal. Because it breaks your brain. It truly breaks your brain. When you get $50,000 with your name on it on a cashier's check, or it gets wired into your account from the amount of value that you provided. Remember, the equation's simple. Your income, your income, your personal income, this isn't your investment income, this is you. Your income is equal to the amount of value you provide to the community, to the marketplace. And then the beautiful thing is you start making that income and you get really, really, really smart and you start creating wealth, because what you do is you buy assets. And then those assets start making more money because those assets are now leveraging and are providing value themselves, right? The assets, your companies that you build, the properties that you buy, all of the, you know what I mean? Whatever investments that you have into the stock market, you're still providing value because you're investing into a company that's making things for the community, right? Once you start investing your money to start, and that money starts creating more money, that's wealth. That is how you build wealth. So it starts with us. If we don't have a lot to start with, if we don't have a lot that we can just put into investments and into assets all the time, we have to go out there and make that. We need to go out and create it out of the air. That's what's so incredibly wild about real estate. That's what's so powerful about real estate, is we can just go out and just create this wealth out of thin air by just using our phones and by using our voice and by using our skills to go out and just find ugly houses, have a conversation with the owner about it, and help them solve the problem that they have. I mean, that's the formula. That's what it is. And then once you start building that, then you can create a company, create a system, which Rafael is like the master at really putting together these systems and these processes. And then all of a sudden you've got this company that's making money for you while you're doing other things and while you're looking at other investments and while you're focusing on growing your net worth and creating this wealth. And that's the goal. That's the roadmap. It just starts with getting your first deal. Find your first deal. Push it to get your first deal. And once you get your first deal, then replace get your time right? Invest in yourself so that you can do this business full time. And then from there, grow that business, buy those assets, pay off the debts, and just let those assets start really, really compounding and snowballing until all of a sudden you look up, you got 10 million bucks and you're like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. That's what I want for everybody out here. All right.
One very important thing, man, I think that we should put out there is at the end of the day, we're going to get what we tolerate, right? Mm-hmm. We get what we tolerate in business. We get what we tolerate in relationships. We get what we tolerate in the amount of efforts that we put out there. So you get what you tolerate. Mm-hmm. If you're tolerating low spreads, limited income and a limited, lifestyle, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get.
Love it. Love it. What do we got? If you live abroad and you want to do wholesaling, how can you manage not being able to see the property to estimate repairs? Gabby, great question, Gabby. Right here, Matt, I saw that you put it on the other screen here, so we might as well put this over here. This is a great guide for you here, Gabby. So there's really three kind of ways that you break down each property. There's easy, there's needs work, and wow, this is bad, right? There's kind of, that's the three tiers of the condition of the property. And if you just use that, you'll see the under 1,500, that's the square footage. That's the size of these properties. Now listen, this is just for kind of the basics. Now, if you have to add certain things mechanically, like a new roof or pool equipment or a new boiler, just add $5,000 on top of those estimated repairs, and you're going to be pretty close, right? You don't have to go in there and get a whole contractor to bid you out or anything like that. Remember, Gabby, at the end of the day, it's just what prices are your buyers willing to pay if you're going to be wholesaling. And listen, some of the best wholesalers that I coach live in Israel. Yeah, and they're doing like 8 to 10 deals a month from Israel. So it is possible, without a doubt. I mean, this business is absolutely incredible. It's very nimble. You can do this anywhere, but you have to be consistent with it. It has to be sustainable. So, yeah, you could definitely do it living abroad, Gabby. Thank you for asking that. I'm going to give you, let's give Gabby the Mastering the TTP Cold Calling script. Gabby, just send us a support at talktopeople.com, Gabby, and we will get you access to that cold calling script so that you feel bulletproof when you're calling up and you're asking people if they would consider an offer on their property. And I really break down every single word, every single way to approach every single word, and how to ask the right questions so that you can dissolve their force field that they put up and really have a good conversation, good quality conversation with them. So get into that. Master the TTP cold calling script for Gabby. Boom! Giving her away. I feel like Oprah.
I am.
You get something, and you get something, and you get something.
You get success. Get success.
Some of our younger audience members won't remember that, but it's.
I think we're dating ourselves right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty good GIF.
I'm gonna say something. If people are really not dropping in comments and tuning in right now, they're missing out on some epic stuff that's happening.
Yep.
It's really good stuff, especially when it's right before the hot season. So, yeah. Drop comments. This is the time. This is the time to really get your mind right, really get the direction that you need to go in.
Isaiah, Brent, I know you're not a chief economist, but when do you anticipate the housing market cools down? The only thing that's going to happen there, Isaiah, is if interest rates go bananas. That's really the thing that you got to watch. Remember, there's still an incredible lack of inventory. I mean, if you look at all of the data, if you just look at, if you go into the, I've got it on, I'll pull it up at some point. If you just Google new home builds by decade, you're going to see that between 2010 and 2020, only about half as many houses were built as the previous 5 decades. based on the population. So there's a lack of inventory, one. So supply and demand is always going to make the market hot. So that's incredible. Two, right when we were really making a turnaround, boom, pandemic hits. That really slowed things down. Not only just from a supply chain type of situation with all the building materials, but also with labor. Some of these guys that are considering other opportunities, or they just didn't want to expose themselves to any kind of risks that came along with COVID or anything. So there has been, they're trying to get this thing, built up again, but there's a lack of inventory. So if there's a lack of inventory and interest rates are historically low, even if they go up a little bit, there's still going to be a lot of opportunities. So just remember, Isaiah, I think that we all fear that 2009, 2010 crash that started, really in 2008, but started really getting going in 2009, 2010, where we saw incredible prices for everything, and then boom, it just went out. Well, those incredible prices came because people were given free money with no regulation. I mean, no filters.
If you could breathe, you got a loan.
Yeah. I mean, they were just giving loans out to people that weren't truly qualified for those loans. So they put the clamps on that. So I'm not worried about a big wave of foreclosures. I'm not worried about a big wave of people just leaving their houses or not wanting to buy investment properties anymore. I would say, Isaiah, watch the interest rates. That's the only thing that really ticks. And then just watch, our new houses being built in your area. Because it's just been a slowdown.
One thing to understand too, when it comes to market trends, is that when we're wholesaling, picture this as being the traditional market, right? We're wholesaling, we're right below that because of the price points and everything. But we go along with it. So we have to adjust, right? The cool thing is that as a wholesaler, you can come in and then you can adjust based on supply and demand, like you were talking about. You can adjust your thresholds on the acquisitions price, right? If they're asking too much, you adjust that. But you can also come back, and because the demand is higher, you can adjust the back end with the disposition, right? On the selling the property, selling the deal to your buyer. So there's ways of doing it. What I'm trying to say is, if the market changes or when the market changes, we're changing with it. So the opportunity is still going to be there. It's not a reason why to, step out of it or not jump into it or slow down. It's you just, change and improve along with it.
Love it. Good question, Isaiah.
Yeah.
I think, and by the way, I get this question, and it's not, a lot of people aren't coming out of it as a sign of fear. A lot of people are looking at it as a sign of opportunity. They're like, okay, I hope it goes down. Like you and I both know here locally, some people that were playing had cash in 2009, 2010 that 10x'd their net worth because they bought, 20 times X. Jesse, some of the guys that you worked with started buying up apartments and all of a sudden started flipping those for multi-million-dollar deals. It was wild. So listen, Isaiah, whether it's going up, whether it's going down, the fact is we still need to talk to people. We still need to have quality conversations with people all the time. So it doesn't matter. The only thing that happened in that downturn was the equity was sucked out of the market. So you had to find short sales. You had to go down to the auction. You had to find some opportunities like that. But I think that we've had a really, really, really solid, probably 10 years where there's a lot of equity, and for something to come in and just suck out all that equity, I just don't see happening. If there's equity and there's motivation, we can wholesale. We can find discounted properties without a doubt, without having to go through, some sort of auction or something. Awesome. Mel, on the comps examples you gave, do you ever make any estimates for holding costs? A particular calculator I've used accounts for closing costs. Yeah, so a couple different questions there, Mel, but the holding costs, I really don't. You can, listen, if you want to add an extra percent per month, if it's a really rough property, right? If it's a property that needs, 4-6 months worth of of rehab time, then sure, you can. I don't, because the market's been going up faster than the interest rates, right? So, yeah, by the time that they sell it, you comped it at 330, but by the time they put it on the market, it sells for 357 and everybody's happy. So in this market, I don't. If it were to cool down, or if hard money lending interest rates were higher, or private money interest rates were higher, like getting back to those 16, 18% days as opposed to 8 to 12% days, then I would. But we've never had a problem with it in this market. Good question, though. Yeah, a lot of people are wondering about holding costs, and I get it. It's just, typically the the properties are going to appreciate in a lot of those major markets. So. Matthew, just bought the course 3 weeks ago. For anybody who has cold feet, I promise you it's the most in-depth copy and paste, best course of the planet. Pull the trigger. Matthew, there it is. Holy cow. Listen, I did not pay Matthew. Matthew, I love you. Thank you for the support. That is incredible. And that feels amazing hearing that. But I agree. Listen, nobody's had as much contact, as much like nitty gritty in the Coliseum, fighting side by side with people as I have. It hasn't. Over the last 4 years, I've had over 2,000 people that I've worked with one-on-one, and I understand where you're going through. I understand the questions that come up, and we designed the course for it to be absolutely exactly what you're looking for, and being instructional and not just educational, not just putting you in there to where your eyes roll back in the back of your head, and you're not absorbing it and implementing it. Most importantly, so do your first wholesale deal. I'm wildly proud of, and then obviously the elite coaching lets me be in your world. So that's really exciting for me. That's what I love. So TTPBlackFriday.com. Save up to 65%. Brendan, what are some questions you would ask a title company to ensure you're working with the best ones possible? Well, number one, Brendan, get a referral. Get a referral from somebody that you really like and trust in your market, and that usually does most of the legwork for you. But beyond that, just ask them how many wholesale transactions do they do in a year? What do they like to see? Do they like doing wholesale deals, or do they not like doing wholesale deals? Like, if they're really excited about working with you and you being an investor, that's what you want. You want that good energy and experience.
A lot of times they're going to say yes, but it doesn't mean that they understand the wholesale process, right? It's crazy. They're escrow officers or closing officers, but not all of them understand the process. So I have two probing questions. One of them is, do you guys do double escrows? And if they ask me what that is, that's a red flag. And then the other one is, do you guys do seller financing stuff? And we literally say it like that, seller financing stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very vague. It's just to kind of probe the level of expertise that they have, and then they'll open up. And everybody says they work with investors, right? But the skill set is different. So,
yeah. Are there investors like buy and hold investors? Are these flips? Are they doing these? Or do they do creative deals? Do they do? Are they actually doing wholesale deals? Or are they trying to break into it? So that's huge. Awesome. There you go. Yeah. Get the referral, Brendan. Just post to any of those fix and flip groups or real estate investing groups in that area. There you go. Wesley, if I work 9 to 5, is it better to just hire a cold caller so I spend the limited time I have only talking to warm leads? It depends on your budget, Wesley. Here's the numbers, though. And I went through this with Gary, a brand new one-on-one coaching student that I talked to today. We did our welcome call this morning. And this is the facts, okay? When you're doing the calls, 20 hours equals one deal. You calling. 80 hours equals one deal with a hired prospector. Can they hear me all right, Matt? You good with this? Okay, good. that. So this is what you have to look at. You know, you can put in that. Now listen, Wesley, if you don't have the time, if you don't have those 20 hours, I get it. Listen, you can find 20 hours somewhere in there, but listen, I don't know. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you have life. Maybe you're volunteering. Maybe you run a church group. Maybe you do all these other things. Maybe you're a wood whittler, or you create, you make your own guitars, or you golf, or whatever else, right? You want to live your life. You don't want to suffocate the joy in your life and the happiness that you get in your life. So you have to look and have that self-awareness that says, okay, I'm not going to put it in 20 hours, Brent. I'm just not. Okay, great. Well, then hire somebody, but make sure you have a budget that they can call for 80 hours. That's it. And typically, if that's what it is, you got to get 2 full-time people to get a deal a week, right? To get a deal a week, that deal could be worth $10, $20, $50,000. 50 deals in a year will change your life, right? But do you have the budget? And make sure that you have the budget for a minimum of 90 days. So when you hire somebody, it's a minimum of 90-day budget with 0 income coming in, right? That's what I want you to put into your head.
Now, it's not just the hiring, right? It's not just the payroll too. Like, understand that you're gonna have to provide data lists. You're gonna have to skip trace. You're gonna have to give them, whatever they need so they can do the mass calling. That's incurred, charges. So keep that, work that into the budget as well. So it's not just about the $7, an hour for the 80 hours a week. It's the data too. So
you got the data, you got the dialer, you've got all the systems set in place, and then from there, are you set up for that avalanche of leads that come in, and you to follow up with them and make sure that you're getting the best ones. And during that same time, you're developing their skills so they understand your market, and understand certain things that they can say so that people feel more comfortable, especially if it's a smaller town. And for them to say stuff like, listen, my boss lives down the street from you. My boss lives in this community. That type of thing, to where they feel like this is somebody that's local and neighbor and going to really do something great for the community. So it's just developing those people. It takes some more time. Listen, if you work a 9 to 5, let's get some deals coming in so that you can replace your income. That's a huge important step, and then you can go crazy. And what I would say is, even if you have these prospectors going hard and getting you these opportunities, and you're closing those deals, and you get out of that 9 to 5, I would tell you the next day to jump on the dialer yourself, to really pour gas on this, to really build that healthy bank account, and then with that income that you build, you can take that and really start developing an incredible team, incredible business that you're running there. So there you go. Good question, Wesley. How's the audience? Did people find us on a Monday? We doing all right?
It's about 130. It's a little low.
All right. New time. Question for Rafa. How many leads do I need for 2 callers per month from Milton?
As far as lead generation, if you have 2 callers, usually the callers the cold callers bring us in about 2 to 3 leads a day. So if you're looking at, and then from that point we pre-qualify. So it's just sourcing its interest, 2 to 3 leads of those, and then my lead manager pre-qualifies those. So cold callers, you're talking about, depending on what dialer you're using, realistically about 400 reach as far as the amount of people that you're calling on a daily basis, and you cycle that list, right? Mm-hmm. So, you want to have, a good 10,000, record list monthly, at least for these people. You're going to cycle through them, but it's going to be a bunch of records. That's what I would look out for.
Love it.
Yeah.
There you go, Melton. Getting questions for Rafa now. Okay. I see what's going on. Mel, what tips do you have to respond to a prospect's questions? How did you get my number? Well, a couple different things, Mel. Honesty is always the best. There's a website called Batch Skip Tracing that I put in their phone. I put in addresses of the property owners that I'm trying to get a hold of, and sometimes I get lucky and they send me back the phone numbers, and that's how I reach out to you. Some people just go, "Oh, I bought it." Some people just say, "I got it online." It just depends on your approach there, but it's all in that master TTP cold calling script training there. Check that out. What is it? $49? In $49 for Black Friday savings. TTPBlackFriday.com, 65% off. And I love this. I love this week because we keep our prices really at a certain price because one, the value there is just incredible, and two, we get the best people that join us in there get the value, and they're getting a return on their investment. But it's nice to open it up for a week, and just anybody that has been interested and just needs that final push, I hope this does it for them. Get in our world. I'm telling you, it's a great place to be. Black Friday sale. Jennifer, what would you say to someone who is stuck doing an average of $30K a month in assignments? Not getting burned out yet, but getting there. When should I start scaling? Well, after 3 straight months of $30K, that's when you can start hiring people, Jennifer. So, and also it depends on this, right? You have to understand when you start hiring and scaling and training, there's going to be a dip. There's going to be a dip in your business typically, and obviously there's going to be a dip in your income that you take home. So it just depends on if you are ready. Like there's a couple different sides to this. You can have a really nice career on the court, right? You could go out there and you could perform night in, night out, day out, and keep all of that money for yourself, build up a really nice, healthy bank account, and then start, bringing people into your world. Or you could just 3 straight months, $30K, boom, and you start hiring and scaling and building this thing. But you got to be ready for it, Jennifer. Because remember, once you step into it, you are financially responsible for these people. Their financial future are in your hands. So have you built up a system enough, and do you have enough leads right now in your pipeline and a lead generation machine to get you enough to bring on some more people? If the answer is yes, if you're getting to that, I feel like you are, Jennifer, you're getting to that kind of like, well, I'm wearing a lot of hats. And this is taking a lot of time and energy. Like, I don't know if I can, keep this pace forever. That's a good indication to start bringing in some really good talent. And if you're pushing and you're doing, you're going to be a magnet for really good talent. Go ahead, Raf.
I love what's happening with that question, right? There's a very high degree of awareness. I am not burnt out yet, but I'm getting there.
Yep.
I know I didn't recognize it when I got burned out, when I got hit with it. The thing to understand here is that you can scale, and I don't mean scale as in, blowing your business and then 20 people into it, but you can grow your business, you can delegate it, and you can scale chaos, or you can scale systems. If you're not doing as far documentation, if you're not documenting every single one of your processes right now, get into that. That's the next step. That's what you need to do before you plug somebody else into your business. So that's what I would highly recommend. It's going to clear out the way that you approach the business. It's going to clear the requirements. You're going to have a lot more clarity about that. About that when you bring people on, expectations, stuff like that. So start documenting the systems, and then you can move on to the hiring phase. But right now, if you're a solopreneur and you're doing that stuff, put it down on paper, put it down a systematic approach. I like to use Loom. We use a lot of video recordings for that kind of stuff. So I would, Jennifer, recommend doing that and setting up your training processes as they go. And they don't have to be perfect, right? It's just something so you can delegate effectively and you don't lose, the quality of those leads and that, speed that you're going through. It's going to happen, but it's going to be a lot less.
Love it. She's like pointing right at us. She's like, I got you.
I got you.
Love it. There you go,
cool
Jennifer.
Glasses.
Yeah, she looks like a boss. Isaiah, what do we do if we don't have earnest money deposit? What are ways to get around it? Well, it depends on what state you're in. So just see if you need consideration to make a contract valid. Okay. So that's a simple Google search, right? Beyond that, if you don't have it, squat up, Isaiah. Find somebody that does. Go out there with your charming personality and get loud and just say, hey, listen, I have everything I need to find the best deals except for money. Except for I don't have the funds right now. I'm just starting out. I'm just building this thing up. So I'm excited to work with anybody that can help me out financially with getting this, with at least having some money for an earnest deposit or maybe a private money lender to be able to buy these properties. Listen, I say like time and time again, one of the biggest benefits or biggest things that we need to do to set this up is we need to find that financial partner that would close on any deals that we would find at a discount. Right? You go into anybody that's doing fix and flip, anybody that's putting together these investment groups, anybody that's got a good reputation in your marketplace, and just say, hey, listen, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to hustle every single day. I'm going to cold call. I'm going to knock doors. I'm going to do whatever I can to get a hold of these property owners, and I am going to find some opportunities. When I do, will you be my bank? Can we partner on this thing? Can you be my bank so that we can get these deals closed and I can add benefit and add revenue to your business, right? Everybody's going to say yes. And if they don't, that's not who you want to work with. Anybody. You want to work with somebody that has that sharing heart, that heart that wants to go and help people that are starting out in this business. And there's plenty of them, I'm telling you. So just go out there and start talking to people and matching up with the money people. Because at some point, once you do really, really well in this business, you need to do something with your money. And so you're always looking for opportunities. I'm always looking for opportunities. So Isaiah, just find somebody in your local market that you can squat up with. Yeah. Don't let that be the thing that stops you. Out of all the things that you're going to face in this business, all of the challenges that you're going to face in this business, that should not be on the top. All right? Get past that. You can do it. Awesome. I don't know where our guests are. That's why I do the show on Wednesdays.
They're probably prepping the
Mondays,
turkey or something. Yeah.
Mondays, even my own team's like, what is going on? All right, what would you say to someone who has tried and failed and is ready to quit GMM? Well, listen, why did you do it in the first place? What about you? What's going on in your brain? What do you see here? Is it just that you see this as a way to make fast money? Is it something that you see that you want to build it for so that you have these assets, so that you find discounted property that you can build a portfolio and really build wealth with? Like, what is tying you to it? Also, who are you surrounded by? For real. Anytime that I see something like this, and this is real, I think everybody's felt this at times. It's the people that you're around. It's those 5 people that you are around. It's being surrounded by people that understand this business, that are doing this business, and they're being successful. So whenever something like that creeps into your head, you got to start taking action right away. You just got to start making calls. You just got to do something proactive. You got to be in the rhythm. It's that whole law of motion. Like, if you're in motion, you're going to stay in motion, right? Just do something. We let ourselves hallucinate too much. We let ourselves think that we can't do this. We let ourselves be disappointed when we run into challenges and things that are kind of holding us back. That's good. This is all experience. This is all stuff that you're going to laugh about 5 years from now. You know what I mean? This is the point. This is the difference between people that make it in this business and the people that, are distracted and go to some other sort of form of business, or they just fall into old patterns. I'm not saying that you would. I'm not speaking specifically to you or about you, but what I'm saying is, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you reading every single day? And are you talking to new people every single day? Because I don't know a single person on planet Earth that has had 1,000 conversations with property owners and hasn't been successful. I just don't. I just haven't. That they've personally had those conversations. You can't lose. And it should be 1 out of 200. 1 out of 200 people that you talk to should be a deal. So where are you losing it? Is it lead generation? Is it conversion? Or is it exit strategy? There's only 3 things to diagnose here. 3 dials to turn, right? Lead generation, conversion, and exit strategy or disposition. And typically what I find is it's an inconsistent lead generation. That's usually what slows things down. So just listen, put good things in there. Be surrounded by people that are doing this business constantly. I mean, if you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. I mean, watch it every single day. Like, really be obsessed with it. Be surrounded by it. And you can't lose. I got you. Hey, they're here at the same time. Of course. Come on in. We're celebrating this week. Okay. Yeah, just come on up. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Ryan
All right.
Thornton.
Hey, what's up, man?
The world's greatest acquisition manager is here.
hate when
Come
you
on,
say that.
Luke. Come on. Luke Rotvold. Look at this guy, Blondie. Okay, this is great. Grab here. Viking boys, this is incredible. Sit here. You could be in the middle. That's fantastic. Look at this. So, guys, if you have any questions. Now, Luke, you've been doing some exciting things, right? You've got how many flips going on?
Right now, I think we have 13.
13 flips. So, just so that everybody knows, I was door knocking with your wife, Sage, in 2013-ish.
Yeah, right around
Right?
there.
2013. We're door knocking across all of Phoenix, asking people if they would consider offers on their property. Sage decides, you know what? Why don't we make some calls?
Yep.
She started making calls, started killing it. You're like, hey, babe, what are you doing?
over.
What are you doing?
I'll take
and
over.
let me start making calls. How many people, honestly, if you could estimate, how many distressed property owners have you had conversations with personally?
Oh my God! I mean, we did the math
Count
last.
'em.
We
Count
did
'em.
the
All in
math
your head.
last time. I think it's like, it's probably around 100, a couple 100,000.
200,000
It's
conversations,
up there. I
right?
mean, there's no doubt
You
about
still
it.
make calls,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When do you make calls? What days?
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
I've been slacking a little bit lately. We're moving our office and everything, so there's been a lot going on.
He's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
Got a lot going on.
9-month pregnant wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wife's ready to pop again. So between that and then we just sold our office in Tempe. We're moving back.
You bought
to
a strip
Gilbert.
mall.
We did.
Yeah.
We bought a strip mall. So it's got a sushi bar, it's got a sandwich shop, and it's got what was a Greek restaurant. So we're getting rid of the Greek restaurant, pulling all the stuff out, and we're turning that into our office. So a lot going on right now.
A lot going on.
So I haven't been able to call very much. I haven't been on my social media. I haven't been on YouTube very much lately. So I'm sorry, guys, if I've been a little slacking on that, but we're just trying to get it all set up and kind of get
Just had to reallocate your resources for a
Yeah.
little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, seriously. So I mean, like we're just trying to get to the point now where it's like, okay, we get into the new office and then hit the new year and just and start running with it.
Let me ask it. Do you mind? Can we put up that last question that I just answered? I'm real curious as to how here you go. So let me get your guys' thoughts on this. All right. Tried and failed and ready to quit. What advice would you give GMM here?
I would say that
Get in there. Get by the microphone.
anything that you do, if it's worth doing, it's going to be hard. And so if you believe in what you're doing and helping people and making a better life for yourself, like trying and failing and falling on your ass and doing those things, that's important in how you become successful, because you got to get up. And if it's worth doing, you're going to get up and you're going to keep trying until you get what you need. So I think failing is a really important part of this business in anything that you're trying to do. And so keep going. Just keep going.
Oh yeah.
Luke, how long did it take you to get your first deal?
4 months, 4.5 months.
5 months.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
5.
It's fine.
It was 5. I know that because I was
months.
part of that deal. So
Yeah.
5 months of consistently calling
Yeah.
and going after it. And then after that 5 months, it's been like you've been on a rocket ship
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is,
or a Viking ship
yeah, exactly.
with the wind behind your sails.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, like Ryan said, I mean, honestly, if you just quit, if you quit right when it gets hard, you never know what you could have done. I mean, if I would have quit after 4 months, before that deal came, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
Right.
None of this would have happened, and so the last 7 years have been the most.
You could
fun
still
years
be a
of my life.
bartender at a resort.
I know exactly. No kidding. That's very true.
But now
Seriously.
you have, I don't know, $10 million portfolio of properties. You've got an incredible multi-million-dollar business of flipping and wholesaling,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
In
absolutely.
multiple markets.
Yeah. It's fun. I enjoy
all
it.
because you pushed through that first 5
Oh,
months.
absolutely. And
Right.
that's when it's the toughest. If you can get through that honestly, the first year, and obviously if you're not seeing the results that you want to see, you got to switch stuff up, So I mean, it's one of those industries where you have to adapt, and we've had to adapt so many times.
Talk to me about it. What does
when
that
it comes to whether it's cold calling, whether it's texting, if you're going to add certain marketing streams,
You're mailing for a bit?
mailing. If you're going to do mailing, this mailer's not going to work. This mailer does work. You got to do this. Pull this one out. Switch up the wording in this, switch up the wording in your script right here, switch up the text message. I mean, everything that you're doing, you gotta change it up.
Yep.
And I mean, we've adapted in the sense of we went from just wholesaling everything to flipping. I mean, we flip majority of our deals now. So I mean,
Well, and that's what I see as the progression.
Yeah.
You start sourcing the deals,
Yep,
and then
yep.
you start going, wait a second. I kind of want to get creative with this deal. I want to do some really and you do amazing remodels. I mean, these are not just like, selling them to the hedge funds like me. These are like real remodels.
Yeah. No,
And you guys are pushing values on every single one that you put out.
it's pretty crazy. Yeah. I mean, we just did one. We were originally planning on listing it for like 6.
Yeah.
And so
600,000.
600 grand. Yeah.
Yep.
It came out like crazy. Like it came out super cool. So we're like, let's push it at 650 and just see what happens.
Sure.
So we listed at 650. Day one, we get 3 offers. One is a 650 cash offer with a escalation clause up to 705, and they're waiving the appraisal.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, cool.
There you go.
I mean, you're making an extra.
Matt, can you-
100 grand.
Can you find high school Brent picture? It reminds me of Luke right now.
Yeah, seriously.
All right?
You're literally.
Go into the archives. That would have been Millionaire Before 30 when I was razzing Ryan Zolan on his high school photos. Incredible. Awesome. All right.
But yeah,
what
but
else
I mean,
we got?
something like that, real quick. You make an extra $100,000 on
Right.
one deal.
Right.
So I mean, like, and obviously the market's not always going to be like this, but at the same time, you might as well take advantage of it when it's here. So.
Absolutely.
flip
Absolutely.
Oh,
There he is.
look at that!
Seriously.
Come on. Look, I mean, I don't
High
have
school
the,
Brent.
I don't have the neck.
Boom. High school neck.
Or the head tilt.
That's 18 and a half inches. 18 and a half
You
inch
wish.
neck there.
Hey, Brent,
That is
I
awesome.
think you might have done it on purpose, man.
The neck, Ryan. The neck.
Damn, yeah, no,
right.
seriously.
Anyway, guys, it's Black Friday sale this week. Huh? Look at this. Everybody's getting stuff off.
Hell yeah.
Isn't that great? Look at
Love
that.
it.
Go shopping.
There we go.
I love it.
Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. No, we're celebrating. I opened it up with this beautiful Oprah quote: "Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough."
Very true.
And it's absolutely true. And this even plays with. When you are successful and when you are pushing, some people just, they always want what they can't have, always want what they can't have. So
For sure.
it's awesome. Look at those guys. I want to be a part of that team. Those guys look great, genuine, vulnerable, and fit. Yes, Stephanie, you know it. You know it. Backstreet's back, Todd.
Yes. Boom. Go on. I don't know which one I'd be with the
You're
blonde
all
hair,
of
but
them.
no,
You're
are.
just
You
all
fit the
smushed
mold.
together. You get all of them.
Okay, if I had your hair but my color, I think I could be
JT.
JT.
Yeah.
I was
No.
saying a story in high school. Like I had a lot of buddies that would streak their hair.
Yep.
I was like, cool, I can do that.
Yeah.
Right. And I did. And it didn't work out. I looked like a leopard because I have curly hair, so it was just like blonde spots all over my head. It was not a good look.
I would love to.
Was
see
that before or after your what was it? Was it Billie Jean or was it Thriller? What was the
I guess it was bad.
Bad?
Oh.
He did a talent show as Michael Jackson.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It was quite.
We're
terrible.
Can you give me
I
that
was
video?
gonna say about.
I don't know where it is.
Oh,
No.
I bet you
I want
do.
to see a recreation right now.
Yeah, just
Oh, there we go.
yeah, right.
Beautiful.
No, it wasn't good.
Do you guys want to give away some swag?
Absolutely.
So I've got a hoodie. I've got here we go. Here we go.
Hey,
give this away to somebody.
there
right?
we go. Look
Will
at
you
this.
explain to them what this is and why you made it?
Absolutely. So this right here is a cold calling planner. Basically, when I got started with Brent years ago, this is something that I always wished that we would have had something like this.
We had kind of like a printout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had a printout, but it's just kind of something where you can, track your goals, your daily goals, weekly goals, quarterly goals. You can track how many hours you're calling it every day, how many contacts you're making, how many appointments you're booking, just all that good stuff that it's just, it helps a lot when you're actually, looking into your KPIs and trying to know exactly what your numbers are. So it's nice because you can actually look at it and say, hey, you know what? I'm not getting any deals. What's going on? You can look back at your tracker and be like, oh, maybe it's because I called for 30 minutes. Maybe
Right.
it's because I made 6 contacts when I told myself I was going to make 50 contacts. So it's kind of nice because you can actually just hold yourself accountable and see where you're making mistakes, where you're not putting in the time.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Accountability. When you wake up in the morning, it's usually the hardest hardest time to get going.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
for
so if
sure.
you make a habit of sitting down, okay, I'm going to write out my goals today
Yep,
before I
yep.
do anything else. This is what I want to get accomplished.
Yep.
And then as you're going through it, you're like, oh shoot, okay, I got to go. Let's go. Like,
No,
this
exactly.
is great.
Yeah, so it was just one of those things where, you know, thought we could put it on paper, and it's been really solid.
If you can track it, you can improve it.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So the numbers don't lie, and this is something that I go to with the coaching students, which is okay. Show me your numbers.
Yeah,
show me the dialer. Show me the conversation.
Yep.
Show me the leads, because you can diagnose something in each part of the process. Again, is it lead generation? Is it the conversion? Is there something? Is something throwing you off? Are they throwing objections at you that maybe you just can't get over, or maybe you're working with people that have too many conditions that they are that will prevent them from selling it. Maybe they don't have enough equity, or maybe they're not the actual owner. You know, all of these things are really important, but if you're not tracking it, you can't diagnose what you need to do to adjust it and to improve it. So this thing is incredible. It's part of the coaching program, the one-on-one elite coaching. $1,500 off. But Rogelio here, I think he wants something in this TTP giveaway. I say we give him this.
Absolutely.
And I say we
Boom.
give him because we're getting cold, let's give him the hoodie, huh?
There we go.
There we go.
Oh,
We're
look
going to
at
get
that.
that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that looks good.
Real nice.
That looks good on you. Look at that. Oh, wow.
This is one of my favorite hoodies.
There you go.
Gray
I know.
one, too.
I know. I know. They're so comfortable.
Send us an email.
Send us an email, Rogelio, support@talktopeople.com. Talktopeople.com. Support@. There you go.
Oh yes.
Awesome. What's in your water bottle? Why is it purple?
It's
that grape
Gatorade.
drink.
Huh?
It's Gatorade.
It's Gatorade?
Yeah.
It's just like a mix, or did you have a big Gatorade that you pour into water bottles?
No, I have.
Are you a crazy person?
All right, so I
It's
had
a mix. It's got to be a mix.
I had COVID the last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right? So I've been yesterday. So no, I've been trying to drink as much Gatorade as possible, and I just have those little packets that I
Cool.
put them in. So
There you go.
Trying to stay up on my electrolytes.
There you go. Brian, what you working on this week? How's it been? Yeah? Yeah?
We're always working on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how's that
Always.
Scottsdale one?
Still
With the
working
solar
on it.
panels?
Yeah, yeah.
She's been
Actually,
stiff arming us a little bit.
A little
Fine.
bit, yeah. So
Solar panels.
I've been talking to her over the weekend, and she has some other people who are interested, and she basically came out and said, all right, well, send us your bid, and then we're going to have our lawyer look at it,
Yep.
and then we'll let you know. And that's, you get that, and it's kind of this kind of fickle area where you don't want to, like, push too hard because
Yeah, yeah.
you
Wait, isn't it scary when they say that they want their attorney to look at it?
No. I don't. Well,
Is it scary when they say that, Ref?
Not at all.
Not at all. Actually, it helps us because then we can really break down any questions they may have.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna help them think about questions that we can just have rebuttals for.
You want a deal that's going to go through?
Yeah.
Have them get it approved by their attorney.
I
Yeah, right.
don't like sellers who show up to the closing table with all kinds of questions. By the time they show up to the closing
All
table,
that
they're
shit,
ready
yeah.
to sign.
Yeah.
All they have in their hand is a pen. That's
Yep.
it.
Do you know
Love
what,
it.
you know what people are not doing enough of?
Huh.
New wholesalers are not doing enough of this. Creating that relationship with the title company and a title rep, and then reaching out to the title rep every time you're ready to close a deal and saying, hey, feel free to speak with so-and-so from, wherever, from the title company. They should have nothing but good things to say about me. And if you've built that good relationship, it has literally closed so many deals.
So many
for us.
deals.
It's ridiculous.
Well, if you want credibility and people are like, well, I don't have, I've done a few deals and I don't really have testimonials because, once we work with somebody, a lot of times they kind of scatter off.
Absolutely.
And we still have them, but they're not the most responsive. I mean, these are people that typically have their head in the sand, so they're not the greatest at go call this person and they'll tell you what a great experience it is. You can use that relationship with, and should, not even can, you should
you need
have
to
that in your back pocket to be like, hey, listen, go talk to this escrow officer. Let her explain how we do business.
If
Let
you
her
use them by
explain.
name, I always say,
Yeah.
hey, this is who I am, and this is who we'll be working with.
Yep.
Like, they're great people. They're going to take care of
Yep.
you.
And I mean, literally 9 out of 10 times when we give the title company information to the seller, they call them immediately. Immediately. Because what we do is we almost try to set it up where it's like you're going to kind of give them a list of things to do. Okay, speak with whoever you need to speak with, whatever. Okay, now I want you to go ahead and call. We'll straight up just say, here, we say this is Casey's number. Feel free to reach out to her.
Yep.
And
Who
then
do you like?
This is her number right here. We literally will give her number.
Who do you use here?
In Prescott, we use Yavapai Title.
Okay.
And then in Phoenix here, we use Fidelity.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Alicia Moore has been fantastic. If
Awesome.
anyone's looking for an escrow agent, she's
There you
amazing.
go.
And Casey Baker in Northern Arizona. We love her.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
Build those relationships. I'm telling you that is part of your team, right? I mean, she is part
Oh,
of
my
your
God.
team.
She's like, it's insane. Like, the amount of money we should be paying them. I mean, we do. Obviously, that's why we bring all of our escrows to them. But I mean,
Right.
like, yeah, Jake and I have talked about, we would gladly take on either one of them as like our TC. Like, just be like, you guys want to come work for us, please?
And title companies, like, man, they make a lot of money and they put in a lot of resources,
They do.
and they do, they do all of that transaction coordination work if you allow them.
Yeah,
right.
for
If
sure.
you
Absolutely.
explain the process, hey, listen, I need to be out going finding deals and building up this investor network and doing that part of the business. I need you to make sure that these deals get closed. I need to make sure that you are like unbelievably communicating with these property owners, because sometimes they're all over the place, and make it as smooth as possible. And I'll bring you as much as I can.
Let us know if any issues come up, and please just take care of it. You don't even need to notify me. You know, I mean, obviously shoot me a quick email, but just, you know, that's what we tell them. We tell them literally, and if there's anything comes up, just take care of it.
Yeah, love it.
So.
You're gonna see title companies buying some more companies. Did you see the PropStream deal?
No.
Yeah. Stewart Title bought PropStream for $175 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, wait a
That'd be
second.
interesting.
And I remember the story and I looked it up last night. PayPal, Elon Musk sold PayPal for $1.5 billion.
Okay.
He made $180 million. That's his net.
Oh, my God.
These guys just built PropStream and just sold it for $175 million.
That's literally insane.
I mean, listen, the title
cool,
companies, listen, they can do a lot of the work. Make sure that they're part of your team. Nathaniel, hey, Brent, I have analysis paralysis. I need help. I get it. Listen, here's the thing. You want to destroy analysis paralysis, go knock on some ugly doors. Seriously, just get out there, just pick up, go, and if you don't want to knock on those doors, just pull a list of vacant properties and just start calling them. The problem is you're letting that the paralysis by analysis is like, it could be a couple different things, right? We talk about perfectionism, where you're trying to be perfect on the phone. You want to know exactly what to say. You want to make sure that your lists are perfect, and you want to make sure that you're really going, I want to make sure that when I call them, they're really in distress and they're not like, just regular houses and I need to just stick there. Listen, be bold, be brave, use that courage that you have inside you to go and just start making those calls.
Imperfect action.
That's it.
Yeah.
It really is. I struggle with this as well, and because I overanalyze and I want to know all the answers, anything they could possibly ask. I want to know what are the comps in the area. I want to know those. I want to know the numbers. But at the end of the day, like, just know what you can pay for it, and get the 4 pillars, and just take imperfect action, and you're going to work your way through whatever you need to do.
If you need help knowing what numbers to buy those at, boom, comping, we got you covered in Do Your First Wholesale Deal. It's 65% off.
Wow.
I'm telling you, Do Your First Wholesale Deal, guys. That one, if that's your start into this thing, it's incredible. I would check that out. Yeah.
Something to hit on for that analysis paralysis real quick. Something that we kind of tell our team is that don't worry about losing a deal if you never had it.
Right.
If you never had the deal, you don't have to worry about saying that thing. It was never a deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something that we always just kind of stick in their heads, is just like, again, just make the calls, and you're gonna get better by repetition.
And again, find people that are doing this business. Find people that are actively going out every single day, right? People that are making these calls. Luke and I were both cold calling at the same time.
We
We
were
were doing
Super
Super
Saturdays.
Saturdays, baby. We were going after it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you build it up, and then you build your team around that.
Yeah.
But if it's just you out there, it's very hard being on an island by yourself, getting yourself pumped up to make calls in your living room on the in between all the other responsibilities that you have. Find people that are obsessed with this business and get around them.
It makes it easier if you're playing Madden while you're calling them.
There you go. There you go.
What year were you guys cold calling at the same time?
13, 14.
14,
Yep.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah.
Long time,
I
right?
wasn't doing any of that.
No. You're calling a whole different people.
Oh yeah, I was calling. Yeah.
Brendan, how do you learn to communicate with different personality types while cold calling? Raph, this is
that's up your alley.
this is the psychologist here.
Oh man. Oh man.
He's a clinical psychologist. You know, like
I have about 6 hours worth of answers for this question. No, I mean, it really comes down to practice. You just have to go out there. Like you remember some of the stuff that you're taught, right? You remember some of the stuff that you read, some of the stuff that you watch on a training or whatever. But you will remember most of the stuff that you experience. Right, it's about having some context of how people process information, and then just going out there and having conversations with them. You can even do it over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got super lucky because I was able to do it with a lot of people face to face when I was going on face to face appointments a lot, and I was just walking in with the intention of understanding how they just processed information. I would go on appointments that were almost dead appointments right out of the gate, just to have a conversation with somebody else who I hadn't talked to. So yeah. I mean, it comes down to that. There's so many different ways of. I need to put something together, Brent. Along those lines and push it out. Yeah,
love it.
I mean, the short answer is just talk to people.
Yeah.
On a regular basis.
Yeah,
and then you're going to get an idea of people's demeanors and just the aggressiveness of how they talk or the passiveness, and then you kind of learn how to navigate all of those things based off of your own personality, because that'll obviously come into play as well. But just keep talking to people.
You try to mirror them as much as possible too, because I mean, the last thing that you want to do is have a long, drawn-out conversation with a guy who's very short and he's just like, listen, I don't have time for this. I don't want to talk to you about this kind of stuff. And it's the exact same thing where you also, you don't want to have like a short mentality when you're talking, when you have someone who's trying to open up to you about their property, and when they're trying to open up to you about them wanting you to be their, potential buyer. So, I mean, you just have to kind of feel, read the room, read the call, and kind of make sure that you're matching whatever you're getting on the other side of the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if there's a great book called Versatile Selling, Brendan. It's fantastic, but kind of the breakdown is there's people that are high emotion, and then there's people that are low emotion, and there's people that are expressive, and those are people that are not expressive. And so when you have low emotion and expressive, that's typically a driver. That's like a Donald Trump type thing is kind of the model that you see for those type of things. Those are the people that are real short with you. Give me the price. This is what I'm not telling you anything about the house. You want to buy this, you throw it at me.
You called me. What's your
called
number?
Me. Did you see a sign in my yard? No. You tell me your price, right? Exactly. And then you've got analytical people that aren't very expressive, but they're low emotion, right? They're very logical. They're breaking it down. And then you've got expressive people that are high emotion and they're loud, right? Yeah. You're looking at one. All right, that's it, right? And then,
I don't believe it.
And then you've got amiable people that are very emotional, but they're not very they're not very expressive. They're very sweet. They're very loving. They want the world to just be, and that's Ryan. That's Ryan. Yeah,
I know. I'm sweet.
Yeah, just amiable.
Amiable.
That worked well as a police officer. I'm sure.
I had a whole different personality.
Don't let him fool you. Ryan's like, God, I haven't gotten a fight in a long time, man. I just want to wrestle Chad, our acquisition manager, our junior acquisition manager. Is like, man,
someone tells me that happened.
No, it probably will.
They will. They will. For
It's
sure.
true. It's like you got that adrenaline dump, like when you're a cop and you're fighting, and it's like I don't want to fight in the street like that anymore. But like, I kind of miss a little bit of it.
Let me jump on Chad here.
Yeah, right. I gotcha.
You definitely don't want to be the cop that's always saying, "Can we all just get along?"
Yeah. Well, but that's not true. You want to be that cop. You know, nobody wants to fight. You shouldn't want to fight.
Right.
You know, it's verbal judo.
Yeah.
It's huge.
There you go.
I love that.
Beth, kindergarten question. What is an exact definition of squad up? Love it. That just means that's your network. That's the people that you surround yourself with. That's finding people that are in your world that you want, or people that have similar goals to you. You know, people that are doing amazing things, people that are pushing, people that are entrepreneurs, people that are reading, that are developing themselves, that aren't just stagnant, people that are challenging themselves, people that are going through a lot of failures and they're working hard and they're really learning a lot. That's who you want to be around. It's squatting up. It's understanding that there's no competition. It's all collaboration. It's understanding that there are more properties that are in distress than there are us out there helping these people out of those situations. So there's abundance with everybody. So you should be helping everybody in your area or whatever, in the comments or, at seminars or at conventions or whatever else, just squatting up and building a network of people that you feel a connection with, that you feel like, know what, I'm going to push them and they're going to push me.
I think of squatting up like finding a workout buddy.
Yeah.
Because I can't lift by myself. Like, I'm not motivated. I wake up and I'm like, okay, I should go. And I talk myself out of it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get a workout buddy who's going to be there at 6 o'clock every morning, well, I got to go. I got to go. And then it gets continuous and it's a habit. And, you just have that person or those people that get you going every single day.
That's right.
For sure.
No.
There you go.
Good question.
Matt, do you think Brent can bench press the guy in the middle? Yeah, of
No
course.
question
Of
about
course.
it.
Come on.
I'm big.
Come on.
No question about it.
No, he can
Listen,
bench
bro,
press like
this guy's
two,
a cornerback.
Like
Yeah.
two of me.
Yeah.
Like
a few
times.
What do you weigh right now?
185.
No, I can't do
maybe
two of
like
you. I can't do
one
two
and
of
a
you.
half.
Yeah.
One and a half.
Yeah. If Ryan weighed 345 pounds, then yes.
Yes.
I could do him one time. One time.
You should
at
have seen
that.
this
One
dude in
time.
college. Like
Yeah.
Berg
I'm
and
not
I.
surprised.
Uh-oh.
Look at there he is.
Really? Like the picture needs to be
that's
destroyed.
great.
picture's
Yeah,
amazing.
right.
That's
Give that to
amazing.
your wife.
Dude, is that your mirror face? Your sexy mirror face?
Yeah.
You're just
Every
like-
morning I wake up, I go, "Are you going to do it today?" Yes, I am.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm sweating.
man,
All right,
that's
take it off.
That's beautiful.
great.
I mean, don't take it off. I
Yeah.
mean, like remove the picture
Yeah.
from the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Brendan, what 3 lists would you target in an area to get your first deal done? I'll go. Why don't we each pick one? I'll say driving for dollars, easy one. Driving for dollars. 80%, Brendan, get their first deal from driving for dollars. Luke got his first deal from driving for dollars. I got my first deal driving for dollars. Sage got her first deal driving for dollars. Like it is all. That's how we did
Well, you
our
guys
first
were actually
$1 million.
door knocking.
Yeah, we were doing it outdoor knocking, writing down addresses. This is before Deal Machine and all that came out. So, what's your favorite list right now?
High equity, non-owner occupied.
Okay,
That's usually the
so just a
ones
tired landlord.
Yeah. that's
Or are
the
you
one.
going non-owner occupied, right?
Non-owner occupied? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so tired landlord. So,
Those ones we have the best,
easy, yeah.
the best luck with. Just
yeah,
'cause, I
they've
mean,
got equity in the property, and they don't live there, right?
Right.
And so I always look at people that I would pull a list that they've owned it a minimum 10 years, and you'll be in a good spot. What do you think? What are the lists that seem to be popping?
I don't really see a lot of
Yeah.
the lists.
Yeah.
They come to me and I have leads and I don't really know where they came from.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ryan really likes internet leads right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
They're a little bit hotter.
Yeah, they
little bit.
they come to us and we're like, oh, okay, cool. I guess I'll go on.
Well, and I think that's an interesting point because there's a difference between prospecting and marketing, right?
yeah.
Marketing, you pay for people to call you. And it's expensive. That's why as you're starting out, until you have that marketing budget that you're going to feel comfortable like committing a minimum of 90 days to consistent marketing. I mean, the average deal could be between $5,000 and $15,000 to get it from marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So the third list, give us a third list. We got driving for dollars. We got tired landlord. Anything else that you like, Raph?
I really like just stacking and pulling off of my
Yeah.
own data.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the most effective lists that we always
Well,
tap
he's going
into.
for his first one.
Yeah, the
So
first
he's not going to have like a big
60-day lates. Code
60-day
violations.
lates.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
60-day lates and
Code
code
violations.
violations. But 60-day lates,
Where
you
do
can
you pull those from?
The 60-day lates, you can talk to a title company. They usually are able to provide a 60-day late.
What's a 60 late of what?
So it's people who haven't been served for pre-foreclosure, but they're 60-day lates on their mortgages. So title companies usually have access to that kind of data, especially if you don't have the budget to pay for prop stream or any of those. You can go to your title company, which is going to be one of your power team members, right?
Yeah.
And ask them for a 60-day late list.
The writing's kind of on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Love it.
They're a month out from going into foreclosure.
Right.
So.
Yep.
There you go.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
Sarah Benoit. I always thought that was a cool word.
yeah. I love
Benoit.
That is cool.
I just wanted to shout out to my husband, Jewel. He is avid TTP follower who just got his first deal on market here in San Diego, closing it Wednesday, making $10,000.
Property.
Sarah,
Oh, yeah.
hit the bell.
Boom.
There we go. Love it.
Congratulations
Yeah,
on that.
congrats. It's awesome.
Sarah, we're going to
Jewel.
send you a hoodie because San Diego hoodies, you got to have a hoodie in
Hoodie
San
weather
Diego.
right there.
That's your that's your stomping grounds,
I know, yeah.
San Diego. You pop there as
Vikings
often
live?
as possible. I was
They settled.
I was
Yeah, I think it's
born
right around
in
there.
San Diego, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna get you a hoodie, Sarah, and we're gonna get your husband, Jewel, a TTP shirt. So make sure support at talktopeople.com. Support at talktopeople.com. Thank you for participating, guys. This whole show is Thanksgiving. This is just super thankful
I
for
love
everybody. We've added, I don't know, 15,000 people over the last year to the YouTube channel, which has been,
Nice.
listen, this isn't like crazy, but these are real people. These are real investors that subscribe to this channel and are successful because we hear from them every single week and celebrate the success. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do. And if you've been watching for a while and really want to jump in, this is the time. 65% off everything that we have. $1,500 off of the coaching, which is the biggest discount we've ever given. TTPBlackFriday.com. You save up to 65%. 65%.
And I feel like too, you jump
Where's
in
the
right
guitar?
now.
We need the guitar every time.
Big
I don't know
deal.
why you don't bring the guitar.
I feel like real quick, if you jump in,
65% de
now,
descuento.
Yeah.
at this time frame,
Yeah.
the thing that's nice is that you're going to give yourself 4 to 6 weeks to really focus on it before the new year comes.
It's a runway.
So that
Yep.
was big when we brought in our new employee. We just hired a couple new employees, and we wanted to really get everyone in and get them all trained before the new year. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like the last thing you want to do is everyone obviously wants to start at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But if you can already have that momentum being built into before the new year, you're going to be able to see, you'll be able to push your numbers a lot further for that next year.
Add to your resolution of where you want to be next year.
Yeah.
5 years
Right.
from now, 10 years from now.
For sure.
Can you hear him all right? Because he's kind of playing middleman.
I'm trying
Hello,
to keep it-
testing.
Okay.
Trying
Testing.
to keep up with him.
Jeez.
He's scared of the mic or something.
I'm just kidding.
Well, he
It
just
is a
doesn't
little
want to cut us off.
intimidating.
Hey, I want to throw something out there just because it keeps popping up, right?
Yeah.
But we talked about quitting, and then we talked about analysis paralysis. Now we're talking about resolutions. One thing that I love doing when it comes to just having the mental fortitude to go through all that is to anchor myself to something else. So we're not going through life by ourselves, even if we feel like we are. We're not. There's always something that you can anchor yourself to, somebody that you can anchor yourself to. And I'm not talking about finding the why or the purpose. That can be heavy sometimes.
Sure.
Especially if you're starting off and you don't exactly know what that looks like. That's something that I think comes along further down the road. But you can always anchor yourself to something that's going to pull you through those hard times, right? It's going to pull you towards the resolutions. It's going to pull you in those moments when you feel like you want to quit.
Yeah.
It's going to pull you when you're sitting there in the middle of analysis paralysis. Anchor yourself to something bigger. Just a desire. It can be financial if you're starting off that way. That's fine. Person. Some people have their kids and they anchor themselves to that. Their emotions, their motives. So find a good, solid anchor because it's going to pull you through all that. The resolution stuff, the quitting, the analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
If you have a good anchor, you have a good base.
What do you think that is? Do you think that we're born with that? Do you think that we just have that different? I honestly think that as far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to go and push and do stuff, and whether it be school or athletics or real estate or being a business owner or something, just push and push and push and just wanting to improve, whether it be just something little, whether it be just something in my regular life, whether it be trying to be a better dad or husband or business owner or something else, just like a constant nagging in my head of don't stop, keep the motion going, keep improving, keep learning, keep doing that thing. Where do you think that comes from you guys? Where do you think that comes from, like just internally? Is it something is it like a family thing? Is it a genetic thing? Is it I've been in a bad situation and I never want to be there again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many different things that can motivate you. But what does that like fire in your belly come from? What's the fuel of that?
I mean, I think it's a combination of those things. 'Cause, I mean, obviously you hear so often about like when people make it to the top of the top for sports, right? As athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not me. I'm not an athlete. But I mean, like someone who made it to the top of their sport, right?
Yeah.
So you made it to the NFL, you made it to the NBA, whatever, MLB, whatever it is. I feel like a lot of times you do notice that they have somewhat similar storylines. Like, and I think that part of it is, you just have no other direction to go. And you literally just, how you're going to dig yourself out is you're going to be the best and you're going to dominate everyone.
Right.
And I think that's part of it for sure. I think you see a lot of similarities with that. I think a lot of similarities with that and with people that are successful just in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that they've seen, because they've been at the bottom and they've seen what it's like to live that life, that they're going to go and step that much further than what anyone else is willing to do. Mm-hmm. They're gonna get spit in the face. They're gonna be told no hundreds of times every single day, because it's whatever they're doing right now is still going to push them, and their burning desire is more than what than what it can be for just staying where they're at right now.
Yep, love it.
Yeah,
I completely agree with all that. It's just a combination of a whole bunch of stuff, and it really does come down to what you've experienced. Like my dad, growing up, like we were poor. He worked 3 jobs, on a regular basis. Didn't have a college education, and as I started growing up and kind of getting an idea of what I wanted to be and where I wanted to go, I still couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And so it took me some time and some experiences and some falters to kind of figure out where my path was. So I just set myself with little goals, right? Not like, hey, in 20 years I want to be this and this. It's like, all right, I want to be the first one in my family to graduate from college.
Yeah.
Those little things, and then they just amount to so many big things, and then you've already created a habit of going and doing and accomplishing little things, so you can create something bigger.
Love it.
So
For
it's
sure.
a little different for everyone.
All right. There's plenty of vacant lots in my area. What do I say to motivated seller?
Do
you want to stop? Do you want to stop paying property taxes on your property? I mean, no. I mean, we don't.
What do you say? What do you say to vacant lots?
We don't actually. We don't typically market to a lot of vacant lots. We just don't. Most of the vacant lots that we do or that we're interested in are all zone multifamily.
Love it.
So I mean, that's just one of the
I
things
just ask
we
what
kinda
their
try to
plan
hit.
is.
Yeah.
What's your plan with the lot? Or are you going to build on it? Or are you trying
What's
to
your
keep it
goal?
in the family?
Yep.
Yeah. What are your goals with this place?
Yeah, I think, listen, the beautiful thing about vacant lots, they either want 10 times what it's worth or they want nothing.
Yeah.
So just find out what they want. You know what I mean? Just figure out. No, I mean, a couple different things. I love going after the vacant lots because a lot of people are afraid of it because they feel like they don't really know what's going on with that vacant lot. But it's actually the easiest deal that you can put together because you don't have to worry about showing appointments and tenants and the owner not moving out in time or anything like that. And typically you could sell it to the next door neighbors or to a developer. So I think it's a great strategy to go after it. And listen, if you're in those San Diego markets, LA, some parts of Dallas, Austin, Miami, some of these really high-priced, very competitive markets, Seattle, land is your best friend. I'm telling you, if you're in a major market, you got to go after land because the potential to give them basically what it's worth and be able to still make money on top of it is high.
Right,
check that out for sure. We got Mike Mahoney back in the town. Look at this guy coming in for Black Friday. He loves it.
Yeah, he does.
You can't get Mike back on the show. He's too busy. And Black Friday brought it out in him. That's how excited he is about TTP Black Friday with 65% off everything. It's crazy. $1,500 off of the coaching one-on-one mentorship and coaching program, and do your first wholesale deal. This thing we rocketed. This thing I am so excited about. People are really going to get an incredible amount of value there, and it will go to 2,000. I mean, we're going to put that thing at $2,000 for the rest of the year. So make sure that you hop in there and get it for $695 right now, because that is the return on investment in there is unlimited. Unlimited.
Love it.
There you go.
I love it.
You know, I didn't think it was possible, but the back seat over here just got a lot better.
Yeah, look at this. There's some good stuff going on.
Hey, let me just circle back to that land question.
Yes.
I think it's important to understand too that most pieces of land are just an overhead. They're an expense to the seller.
Yeah.
They don't have anything. They're not renting it out. They're just paying taxes on it, like Luke said. There's always creative ways. People are a lot more open to negotiating creative ways for something that they're, even if they want retail, they may maybe an opportunity for creative financing and something like that. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind. Yeah.
Love it. There you go.
Sure.
By the way, you guys should play around the golf. You two.
Oh,
yeah.
Brian's
getting into
that's
it.
what we talked
Brian's
about.
But
getting
you
into
bail
it.
on me, and you're like,
Here he
oh
goes.
no, I got my wife.
Look at Rogelio.
We have,
Rogelio.
we have 6 kids.
16.
I know, yeah.
16K from 2 deals closed by myself. Still 18 from Fresno, California. Just wondering if should get into scaling by hiring a VA. Not sure where I can get some training videos and requirements to hiring a VA. Well, do your first wholesale deal.
Yeah.
There you go. And the elite coaching, obviously, Rogelio. But congratulations on your 16K.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Dude.
Congrats.
We keep seeing these young people in this, getting into this business early, and I'm like,
awesome.
man, that's good for you, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
I would keep making the call. I would say whatever you're doing now, keep going. 16K feels like $1 million at 18, but I'm telling you that slips through your fingers
Quickly.
like that.
Don't spend it,
Yeah.
invest it.
Yeah, that's it. And so what I would say is I would keep doing what you're going to do. I wouldn't hire a VA now. I wouldn't hire until you go 3 months of 30 grand. 30 grand, 3 straight months, and then you're allowed to start hiring. Trust me, just keep this thing lean.
Keep plugging away.
Yep.
Keep buying, your list and your data.
How long? I mean, you still make calls. Why do you still make calls? You could hire anybody. You could hire probably 50 people going full time.
Yeah, I mean,
And not even know.
A couple of reasons. One reason is I feel like it keeps me sharp with my team.
Yep.
So that's honestly my main reason is when they come across things that sellers are saying to them, I like being able to have the answers. I don't like having to be like, I don't know what to tell you. You figure it out.
Do your
Like,
job.
Yeah. No, so I try to lead by example in that sense of just like, hey, listen, I know I've been getting the same exact thing. That's one reason. The other reason is when I'm not working on, on our team, when I'm not working on our deals, that's where my time is best spent. I mean, it just is. My time is best spent when I'm on the dialer. I mean, we got a deal last week from one of my cold call deals, and I mean, it's going to be a $95,000 deal.
So that's
Love
why,
it.
That's why he does it.
That's why he does
do
it.
it. So it's if I
Yeah,
can
but aren't you
spend
too
extra-
good for that? Like, why would you go through that much rejection? Everybody
you're
hates
right.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop. No, exactly. I mean, that's how I look at it, though. That's
the mentality.
How I view it is that my time is best spent doing that, and again, it's for the betterment of my team as well, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
They see you doing it. They
Yeah.
see you crushing it. They see you going, overcoming those objections.
Right.
Having that thick skin.
Yep.
After talking to 200,000. How many people out of 200,000 people that you've talked to have been mean to you?
Half. Half.
Maybe more than that.
Yeah.
So you're one of the unique individuals on this planet that has had 100,000 people literally reject them
Oh yeah.
in their ear
Oh yeah.
100,000 times.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but you seem normal.
Yeah. I mean.
Well, you don't take it personally?
Yeah. No, I mean.
Still standing.
Exactly. No, exactly. It just comes down to that same thing. You just have to just know that the deals are gonna come.
Yeah.
You have to know that's how it works. You're gonna deal with a lot of shit, and you're gonna deal with a lot of people telling you to screw off. But at the same time, you also have to know that when you pop those deals, you're gonna pop a $95,000 deal. You're gonna pop we did a $75,000 wholesale last week too.
Has anybody the deals that you do are people just like, oh, here's a free house, that's what you get, or you solving a problem? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean you're always solving a problem, but we've had a few instances like that where they're like, hey, listen, I really like you.
I know.
Remember the one?
I know.
We had one where the guy straight up just said,
Give me what I paid for it.
He
What,
said,
like
he said,
1992
I hope
or
you
something?
realize I could get about $100,000 more for this sale right now. And he said, but I really like you, and I like to see young people do well.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna just give you my house for what I paid for it. And we were like, okay,
Sure.
sounds good. I love you.
And he's
Come
like,
here.
he's like, my wife is gonna be so mad at me.
yeah, exactly. But I think we wholesaled that one for like, I think it was like 65,000-70,000.
Yep. 70,000. That's
crazy.
15 minutes later, actually.
Yeah, we
Yep.
signed it on his car. We signed it right on the hood of his car.
Yeah, sold that
that's pretty
straight
cool.
to Iman in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's certainly an outlier.
Yeah, that doesn't happen all the time.
Oh, here you go. Jesse, great question. Any tips for calling or door knocking for the holiday season?
Bring cider and bring your best voice.
Bear gifts.
Yes, exactly. No, I don't know. I wouldn't do it personally. That's just me though.
You're not calling to the holiday season.
We take
When do you stop?
Thanksgiving and we take Christmas off. We take like
The
a
week?
A week. We take Thursday through Sunday
This week.
for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And then for Christmas we usually do a week off.
Right.
Hey
There you
Brent, I have a new strategy for the Christmas season.
Yeah.
For door knocking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring my guitar.
Yes.
And we're gonna go
Caroling.
caroling. And we're gonna Feliz Navidad, and we're gonna finish off with "Sell Me Your House."
You're gonna make a song. You're gonna create a song for
Oh
that.
yeah,
I like
it's
this.
happening.
I like
You
It's
know,
happening.
at
Next
Christmas-
Wednesday.
Listen, Mike and I had this idea a while ago, okay? And this isn't just for the holiday season, but it was like a reality show where, you show up, back in the day they used to do the clearinghouse sweepstakes or something, and somebody would show up with a check and just
Okay.
give it to somebody at the
Yeah.
door. But we would have a huge check, and then we would have a suitcase full of money and just give people offers at their door.
Oh, I
right?
like
With
this.
cameras and the whole thing.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
say, we haven't seen it sight unseen. We'll give
take
you
it right
this
now."
amount right now. I
like it.
It's not
I
real.
like this.
It's not real life. I don't think we can pull it
move,
off.
Cotton.
But that's I think it'd
No,
be
it
an
could-
interesting
could go
reality
well.
TV show.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah. It never came to
like
fruition.
it.
Anybody out there that wants to develop that, let me know.
To your question, though, use your discretion. Understand that it's holiday season, but at the same time, if you see somebody out in their yard and you're like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? You're not really imposing too much, but yeah, just discretion.
Yeah. Awesome. Silence.
Hell yeah.
Proms don't have a holiday.
Jabari.
they're always
Problems
going.
don't have
holidays.
It's
It's
true.
This is very true.
Well, and I see, right now we see people that want to get it done before the end of the year. We see people that want to get it handled so that it's off their mind for the holidays.
Right.
So it's really, push. And listen, if you don't want to be making cold calls and hunting, I think you could still do a lot of good lead follow-up. I think you could do a pop-by, maybe bring somebody a basket or a gift or something. I think would be appropriate for sure. The popcorn, with the the 3 different kinds of popcorn.
That's right.
That's
That's
incredible.
good stuff right there.
Right?
I'm still gonna be, I won't call a whole bunch during the Christmas area and around the days around Thanksgiving, but I'm definitely gonna send text messages to every single, hey, happy holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just
I love
wish
it.
you, do stuff like that
Love
because
it.
that's pretty not as invasive, but you're still in their mind.
And your lead follow-up is going to be extremely important over this next month.
Sure.
Because this is the time where, people tend to be a little bit quieter in the sense of wanting to sell their house or buy homes during the holidays. But the second that January 1st hits, get ready. Because that's when it's like, it's a new year, it's a new me. I'm making a change.
Yeah.
I'm selling my house.
That's it.
And you're like, I'll buy it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here I am.
So, yeah.
Jabari, what's the best way to calculate an offer for multifamilies? I always look at the comparables. The first thing I look at, Jabari, is what is active in that zip code. I want to see what duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, eightplexes, whatever it is. But typically it's fourplexes down. What's active? What's on the market right now? What's the condition of it? And why isn't it selling? I always look at that because if you go just under that, if you go under the cheapest one, you can usually sell that off market to an unbelievable amount of different investors that are looking to add to their portfolio. A lot of people that are buying multifamily is very unemotional. They're looking at the numbers of it. They're looking at the potential of it. And typically, with the conversations that you're going to have, if these properties are in rough shape or they've been owned for a while, it's typically they're going to be under rented, right? Under market rent, because, you know, it's the whole trade-off that landlords and tenants have. Hey, listen, I'm not going to raise your rent, but don't come to me with like ticky-tacky improvements that you want to be done here. It's kind of like a, you know, unwritten kind of rule there. So there's a lot of potential to be able to go in and repair those and or upgrade those so that you get the most out of that rent. But for the most part, if you're just under the lowest active comp, you're going to get that thing sold really fast.
And for, like Brent said, for fourplexes, you know, triplexes and duplexes, you can go off of comps, but for anything larger than that, there's not going to. No. They're going to go off of cap. It's all going to be off cap rate. So it's going to be, you know, what it's bringing in on a monthly basis, and what that return is on the investment.
Are you messing with any bigger multifamily?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got, you know, fourplexes, triplexes, duplexes. We've got a decent amount of those, but obviously the one that we're going to be building here soon.
How big?
34 units.
Woo! Come on.
34 units.
All right.
Yeah. So it's going to be crazy, but that one's going to be interesting because based on the cap rate, if we can build it for what we're talking about building it for, it'll be pretty crazy.
Nice.
So when it's a new build, you're going to be able to get more for you're going to be able to sell it for more for a lower cap rate because you're not going to have a lot of the maintenance that you're typically going to have with an older building.
Right.
So people will pay more for it. They'll pay more for it versus what it's actually bringing in. So you can actually sell it for like, you know, say maybe like a 4 or 5% cap rate, where if it's an older building, they're going to want like a 7 or 8% cap rate. And the reason being is because they're going to be taking on, you know, if it's a 30-year-old building, they're going to be putting new AC units, new roofs. So they're going to incur all those issues. Where if it's a new building, they're not going to have to worry about that because it's new. So yeah, it'll be.
You guys see swole Mike Mahoney right now after his
I
workout?
know.
He can't come at the beginning of the show because he's got his trainer getting them all swole. Look at him there.
I'm like trying to concentrate, but I keep looking over at him. I'm like, oh my gosh,
what is he doing? Holy cow. This guy comes in, he could barely fit through the door. That's crazy.
You need a bigger shirt, Mike.
That's it.
There's not enough room back here for his biceps.
Yeah, jeez. Hindsight. Can I wholesale if I'm in another country, and what steps can I take? Absolutely.
Yep.
I am telling you, you know, I have the fortune to coach some incredible wholesalers out of Israel, out of Australia, out of Ireland. Yeah, so it's basically you're virtual wholesaling. I mean, that's what you're doing. So you just need to make sure that you squat up with somebody that's local. I always think it's really smart idea to find an up-and-coming real estate agent that just got their license within the last year to 6 months. They're trying to build their book of business, but could really help take over your leads that should go retail. And they can work with them, but they'll also be boots on the ground for you for any appointments. If they have to go out and meet a property owner, if they have to coordinate some showings, if they have to work with the tenants, whatever it is, you need boots on the ground. Ryan's out at properties all week long, bouncing around for a variety of different reasons, whether it's, you know, showings or tenants, or just making sure that the seller is packing up their stuff to get out on time, because that can be an issue as well. So I think it's very, very, very important. I don't think you have to overthink it. I think that you just have to find somebody that takes you serious, and you say, hey, listen, I can give you a lot of leads on people that should sell retail or want to go retail, and you never know. We could get into flips. You could be my agent for the flips. You can, I can send you a bunch of these buyers that work in that area. You can work with these other cash buyers that we're building here. You can tap into your cash buyer database that way. So it's a true win-win relationship when you get somebody that's serious, that's doing this full time, and that'll work with you.
So how can they find those people?
I would go to realtor.com. I would go search for agents. I would go zip code of the areas that you're looking in or cities that you're looking in. And I would probably scroll down a little bit and just look for years of experience. Look for, you don't want the top of the top, because those are the people that pay for those results. You know what I mean? These people have established relationship. You want the young guy or gal that has stars in their eyes, and you can see that they probably have some energy behind them, and they're not just all, hollowed out in their picture. And just, call up 10 of them and pick 1 or 2 that you'd want to work with and see who you connect with.
Yeah.
Hey, Brent, how many people do you have working overseas? Well, they're doing deals in the States, but students,
at least
like,
20.
for example, students in Israel.
Yeah, at least 20.
Yeah.
A bunch in Israel.
Yeah.
Just kicking butt.
Yeah. They're incredible. Yeah. Well, listen, the blueprint's there. It's already set up. It just depends on if you want to get to the front of the line or not. That's just what it is. So, and now you get to the front of the line, it's 65% off.
Hey, look at that.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm trying to be good at pitching this stuff. I think it's the best. I know it's the best. It's the most successful. If it feels good, guys, sign up. Don't mess around. Eddie, Brent, I've been driving for dollars, building up the leads. A lot of leads are saying they get calls like this all the time. Do you recommend moving my driving area, or is this a common reply?
That's a very common reply.
What? How do you get past? You still get deals?
You still get deals.
Is it timing?
It's absolutely. Timing is big, and just, again, staying consistent.
Yeah. What do you got going on? Let me see these chains. I like these chains. What is that? Oh, I like those.
Oh, look out.
Oh my goodness.
This is my...
That's the $16 million man there. Okay.
Baller chains.
I like that.
Oh, this one's just
Oh, there it
It's
is.
just my compass and my cross.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
My
I
compass
love
and
it.
my
Looks
cross.
good.
Going and why
Looks
you're
good.
going there.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what. That is awesome. Listen, you're going to run into that, Eddie. You're going to have to kiss a lot of frogs. 199 people are going to tell you that, and one won't. You know what I mean? One is going to be working with you. One's going to have the timeline. If you have somebody else calling for you, typically it's 799 people are going to tell you no. One will tell you yes. So if it's you, you're going to be 4 times four times stronger than a phone prospector. But obviously you can leverage your time. Do you agree with that?
Yeah,
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw. They get calls like this all the time, but are they really seeing a face? And that's how you build rapport and relationships and become memorable. If you show up and you're like, hey, I want to solve a problem. If you have one, what can we do for each other? And then you kind of go from there.
Yep. Talk to 200, Eddie. You'll find one in there.
Oh, yeah.
And remember, these are not one-offs. Either it's about having that volume in the database, but it's a matter of timing. They're not ready right now. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be ready in 3 months.
Right.
So you circle back to the same people and just keep them in your pipeline.
Lead follow up.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
exactly.
it. It's tough, Sergio. I'm going to be honest with you. 20,000 is tough.
Ooh.
What's
Tri-City,
Prescott,
so
70, 80?
we do Tri-City, which is Prescott Valley and Chino Valley.
Yep.
And that's up to 100,000.
Right. And that's your bread and butter.
And that's a small market.
Yeah. I remember sending mailers out there, and you're like, "Yeah, hey, bro, what's up? what are you doing?"
Hey, my grandma's got a picture of your face right now. I'm the only one buying my grandma's house.
I'm trying to buy my grandma's house.
He goes. Hey, did you start texting in my area? Did you start texting in Prescott? Because people are telling me they're getting a lot of texts from you. I don't. What's up? What's up? You stepping in? You want to get in this ring?
You want to get some hands? You want to get some hands? No.
I'm not going to come right at you, but I'm going to sneak up from behind.
I know. Oh, that's great. Yeah, 20,000 stuff, and it's not that you won't find opportunities there, Sergio. It is that the cash buyers. You need to go where your customers are.
What's the closest big
So
city?
your customers are going to be typically in the bigger cities. You can always test it. Don't listen to anything that I say without testing this thing a little bit. Go out there. Don't have that mystery of, well, maybe there's some gold in this 20,000 population. But with that, you're probably talking about 8,000 homes. I mean, you're going to get through that, bro, in like a week. No, a couple weeks. Honestly, like a few months, you'll be through that, and then what? You're just calling through and talking to the same people. So you're going to have to expand it if you're being really proactive and you're talking to a lot of people. And I would expand that out.
I was
But
gonna say that's.
you can test
I'd
it.
say that's definitely not saying don't call in small markets though. I mean, because obviously
You just have to do
you
more.
can still do very well in small
Yeah.
markets, and a lot of times you can actually get to where you can like almost own that small market. I mean, obviously I know what you guys were doing in Flagstaff for a long time there too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But Flagstaff's 75,000.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There you go. Black Friday sale. Jennifer, I recently switched to pay-per-click, and the conversion style is very different. Yes, it is. How do you go for the kill without going for the kill? They want an offer right then, virtually.
They want an offer right then. Okay. Well, what's their timeline? Like, why are they looking for an offer right then? Are they wanting to sell, put pen to paper right now? So I mean, there's some questions as far as that goes. And then have you done the numbers? I mean, can you give an offer right then? So it's going to just come down to what their motivation is, what their timeline is, and then whether or not it's a deal. And if it is, then go for the kill. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah, listen, Jennifer, here's the thing. We're deal finders, not deal creators. So what happens is if somebody's filling out, information on 15 different websites, they want the highest and best offer that somebody's going to give them. It's probably not going to be somebody that you're going to do business or want to do business with. It's probably best that they put it on the market and just, go retail with it depending on the condition of the property. But anybody that's going to be reasonable and work with you, you explaining to them, listen, before I can give you a solid offer on the property, I need to know a little bit about the condition. Can you tell me what remodeling have you done to the kitchen and bathrooms in the last 5 years? And then all of a sudden they start going into the condition. You pulled that conversation back from just price to the condition of it. It starts opening it up, and then you start figuring out, okay, great. Well, we typically close in 2 weeks or 30 days. Are you comfortable getting your money in the next 30 days? Yes. Okay, great. Now you know that what their timeline is, the condition. And typically when you know the condition and the timeline, they're going to give you why they're selling.
Yeah.
What's going on with that property? What's happening with that? Now you've got condition, timeline, and motivation, the 3 out of the 4 pillars.
Yeah.
And now you get to price. Well, listen, every single property owner that we've worked with has a magic number. This is like your mom. This is your mom's line. Has a magic number that if they hit that number, they would sell it. What would that number look like? It doesn't have to be perfect, but just to give me a ballpark. Yeah. And then all of a sudden now they're trying to get the price out of you. You've got the condition, timeline, motivation, and now you're still trying to pull out that price from them. If they still are guarded, I mean, it just shows you, maybe they're trying to push for more than you can offer them. Maybe they're just trying to collect offers just to see, they're not really motivated to sell the property, but they're kind of thinking about it. There's a lot of looky-loos. There's a lot of looky-loos. There's a lot of tire kickers. There's a lot of people that want to understand what their property's worth right now to an actual buyer. So you have to filter from those people that are serious and people that aren't.
And something we're still big on too is we're still big on going on the appointment. I mean, when we go on the appointment, we just feel like, I mean, we run our numbers, our KPIs. We get 1 out of every 2 appointments that we go on.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously getting it to that point of going on the appointment, of pushing it to that point. But I mean, again, like, I think there's a lot of people that are out there that are doing, obviously, there's nothing wrong with it at all. But I mean, with virtual wholesaling of just trying to lock it up on the phone. But we make sure that we make it a point to go on the appointment and meet the seller. And the reason for that is just that you're going to be able to build that much more rapport with them in person. You're going to be able to get that much better of an idea of what you're looking at, once you actually do see the property. So, I mean, our numbers can just be that much more accurate. And then also, once you do start flipping too, you can come up and you can beat a lot of wholesalers because wholesalers are trying to sell it and collect the difference. So if you can get to that point where you are flipping your own properties, you can basically cut out that middleman and you could mop up the floor with anyone else because you can come and where they're trying to make that $20,000 to wholesale it to someone, you can buy it at that price that they would wholesale to a flipper at. Yeah. You can literally buy that many.
And you do incredible design and you get $100,000 more than you thought you would on the sale of it, or $50,000 more, or whatever it is. I mean, you truly do. I mean, this is the time and I think that this is part of your personality though, that you love seeing those properties that you renovated and you're like, I made a difference in this on this street, in this community, in this, and I'm doing something that's not just this like, basic remodel. This is something that I take a lot of pride in. That's a huge. I mean, that's just for your soul. It feels
for
good.
sure. I mean, we only do that with our high dollar homes.
Yeah.
We only do it with the high dollar homes. We do keep we try not to overbuild sometimes. 'Cause
Of course.
obviously it's so
Of
easy
course.
to do that.
Of course.
When you're doing a mobile home in Chino Valley, you're not trying to throw like $100,000 into it. We've done that before.
So are a lot of the pictures, the flips that you do, I see on your Instagram page.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there another place to see those, or is that like?
No, they're on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got to check that out.
Yeah,
Luke's doing
they're
some amazing
amazing.
things. But he started out as his wife's assistant.
Yeah, it's true.
He was his wife's assistant cold caller, and then millions and millions and millions of deals later, he's got a beautiful hair. He looks just like he was inspired by my high school senior photo.
Man,
Matt, do you
look at
mind
this.
just popping that up real quick again? Here we go. High school Brent's gonna pop into
on, I
the
wanna try
Black
to pull
Friday
this look
sale.
real
I know.
quick.
Yeah, you
It's
can't.
gonna be tough.
It's one of these, you
He's got a
know.
better gold chain.
It's one of these. Yeah. Yeah. You got to get there. It
okay,
is.
okay,
Oh,
let's see.
there it is. There it
You
is.
gotta
Can we
turn
do a side by side?
sideways, and
Can
then
we do a
put your
side by
hand-
I'm
side,
telling
man?
you,
Come
that
on.
never gets old.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good.
That's it.
Wow.
That's it right
wow, there it is.
Yeah, a little
I love
smirk.
it. There it is. All from being his wife's, his girlfriend at the time's assistant, sneaking in, just being like, "Hey, Brent, yeah, it's Luke. Hey, Luke, like Sage's Luke, yeah. I got a deal, I think, on a house. Like, wait, you do? Are you calling? Yeah, I've been calling a lot. You have? Yeah. And then.
Yeah.
You want to come this Saturday? I'm making calls. It's called Super
awesome.
Saturday.
Let's
Yeah,
do
I
it.
want to do that. Okay, great. And we would do Super Saturdays and
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
Billy Bell in. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Number one remote deal in Colorado after working almost 8 months. Closed this quadplex outside of Denver last week with $45K profit.
Yes.
Listen,
Nice.
James. Listen, James. Here's the deal. That is absolutely incredible. And I'll tell you what, James, for posting this and making that $45K profit, I'm going to send you a whole bag. I'm going to put this backpack filled with a shirt
yes.
and a hoodie and the numbers tracker and a hat, and we're going to send it to you. Make sure you put in your details, support at talktopeople.com. That is phenomenal.
Love it.
Let me
That's
ring
awesome.
this
Ring
bell.
the
Here we
bell.
go.
Ring that. Thing's so loud.
Keep hitting those small multifamily.
45K deal, James. That's what I'm talking about. TTP has changed our lives.
Nice.
Made a deal just by calling another wholesalers bandit sign. Talk to people. 15K in the bank. Come on.
Love it.
Here we go.
Liana.
What is that, Liana?
Liana.
Liana. Congratulations,
That's
Liana.
awesome.
No. We got to give her something free. Let's pull her back. Let's get Liana. Listen, we're going to take this to the next level. You ready for this?
Oh.
You're going to get the do your first wholesale deal.
Oh.
Boom. $2,000. $2,000. Look at that. Huh?
Wow.
There we go,
Awesome.
Liana.
Wow.
Support at talktopeople.com. I love it. Gerardo.
Winning.
After a year of trying to get my first deal, I locked up 2 deals this month, working on my third one from
Yes.
Cold Call. Come
Nice.
on.
A year.
What are we doing
That's
here?
awesome.
Are you sandbagging me, Jesse? Are you sandbagging me with these? Yeah, these are just all popping up right here. Gerardo, you get to do your first wholesale deal too. Here we go.
Oh,
there we
my
go.
God.
Support at talktopeople.com.
There's
Are
that
you
Oprah
kidding me?
vibe.
Are you kidding me? Look at that. I'm so happy for you guys. I truly
That's
am.
awesome.
I mean, it's
Seriously.
absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. This is life changing. When you cross that faith bridge, you know, when you're building this whole thing on the faith that you can do this, and it closes and it turns into a fact, that is a day I think we all remember. I think it's something that just really sticks, and it makes this real. And I want that for everybody as fast as possible. That's why we put together this Black Friday sale. Take advantage of it, guys. I love you, and I'd love to be in your world more. So make sure that you go to ttpblackfriday.com, ttpblackfriday.com.
So
Check that
Gerardo,
out.
he a year before he got his first deal. How many
Man.
times do you think he wanted to quit?
Oh, a ton.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
You know, how many times? And then after a year, he's like, "No, I'm getting this."
I got
and
it.
then it just
Exactly.
And he does it.
it's awesome.
That's it.
Love it.
Well, that's the show, guys. We love you guys. TTP Black Friday special episode here on a Monday. Everybody come on up. Let's get the whole
Let's see
team up
those
here,
faces.
guys.
Hey,
we want to
come
say
on
thank
now.
you, guys. A big thank you to everybody that's in our world, that participates, that supports each other, that is out there making a difference in their communities. It is so important. So on behalf of Matt Hill and Ryan Thornton, Rafael Cortez, Luke Rotvold, and Jesse Pearson, we love you guys. Thank you so much for the support, and take advantage, for real. Take advantage of the Black Friday sale, and we'll see you after the holidays. We'll see you next week. Love you guys. See ya.